20 years ago, I really started it as a backup plan to make a little bit more money as I taught hopefully at Calvin College, my alma mater, and as an engineering professor. And I didn't get the full-time position, but I got an adjunct. And but then I was consulting during the summer in anticipation of potentially teaching full-time. Didn't get the teaching job, but the consulting was going great. And so I said, hey, maybe I'll just do this for a while. They extended my contract for a year. And then at the end of the year, when I had to get my next gig, that's where I was like, okay, the rubber's going to meet the road here. Am I going to continue to do this, or am I going to go and get my day job back? And within 24 hours, I put out feelers, and I had 3 opportunities, and I had to pick one of those and turn the other 2 down. So I realized, hey, maybe this could be an ongoing thing for me. But I was still just looking at it as just me as a consultant, an engineering consultant. And then I kept having to turn things down, and then I had other people that knew me that said, Dave, I'd love to work for you. If you've turned these other things down, why don't you bring me on board and give me that work? And I was like, oh, okay, I never thought about that. And then I started, so it was very haphazard at first. Probably the first 4 years was quite haphazard until I talked my brother into coming to work for me and saying, hey, let's put our heads together and actually try and do this as opposed to just kind of seeing where it goes. So then that was in 2004, and brought him on board, and he was my very first overhead employee. To that point, everybody else were billable engineers at customer locations. I could easily run the business from my basement. Brought Jeff on board, and we put our heads together, and within 1 year we doubled in size. We had 12 people working, and then we're able to take the revenue from that and buy our first building, and then moved out of the basement because I knew that I'd have to get out of the basement for people to take me seriously. And so in 2005 we bought the Burton office, and got in there, and I remember Jeff and I twiddling our thumbs in there on day one thinking, what are we going to do with this building? And then a year later we had the building full and outgrown that space, and we had launched what I call phase 2, part of the business plan, which was to win projects as opposed to putting consultants at customer locations. And so we then filled that building in a year, ended up having to rent more space, and then in 2008 got into this building here that we're in now, and since then we bought the building next door, we're leasing space across the street, and so I've stopped buying real estate because apparently I'm not predicting the growth properly. So, but in any case, so yeah, I never saw myself here, and I also I would never have wanted to jump into this position where I am now. So now I'm own the company of over 100 employees. And I would be terrified if somebody said, how would you like to have a job as president and CEO of a company of 100 people? I'd be like, no way, Jose. And but just because I've grown with it from day one in my basement, I've slowly matured into the positions and and the company's grown with me and vice versa. And so I'm comfortable in it. But I wouldn't want to do it with any other business. For me, it's all about DornerWorks. This company, this is my baby. It's my passion. I have no interest whatsoever in leaving DornerWorks and being an executive at another company would scare me to death. I only feel comfortable in this because I've been doing it for 20 years and have grown with it. So, because otherwise it would terrify me coming into work every day. So, but anyway, yeah. So, is that good?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.